welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig, it's 9 o'clock, it's a Tuesday, it's time for Magic News. Now, I'm here in Wales at the moment. I've come straight back from Las Vegas and headed straight up to Wales. I'm here in Wales for a few days with the fam before we go back and start a crazy run of shows for Ryland and Thea. So I'm actually filming this in our little Airbnb in Wales, but it's time for Magic News. Now, if you've never seen a Magic News before, the idea is simple. I'm basically going to bring you all the news, everything that's happening in the Magic community. If you ever have any Magic news that you want me to talk about, just leave it down below in this video and I will get to it for you for next week. Magic News goes up every single Tuesday. There's a lot to talk about this week, so we're going to get straight into it with this week's Magic News. Okay, so first of all, I want to say Magic Live was awesome. Magic Live was absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, there were a few travel issues with regards to me getting there. It took me about 48 hours to get there. I got there, my luggage didn't. My luggage arrived the day before I came back. But luckily, Bicycle was selling socks. So I now have a big eclectic collection of socks from Bicycle. But for everybody who came over and said hi at Magic Live, hello. I'm going to have a video hopefully going up this week of the best tricks that I saw at Magic Live. But congratulations to Stan Allen and all the team. Like 1,600 magicians in that room and every single person had so much positive things to say. There were a couple of highs, couple of lows. We'll get to that on a future video. But overall, Magic Live was awesome. So yeah, for everybody who popped over to the Penguin booth, I was on the Penguin booth and said hi, hello. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And I cannot wait for Magic Live 2026. Although, here's an interesting tidbit. Normally, they announce the dates for the next Magic Live on the sort of closing ceremony, but they never announce the dates. The dates have yet to be announced. Now, there is rumor and conjecture that they're moving venue. They've been at the Orleans in Vegas for so long now. There is a rumor that they're moving venue and they haven't locked that new venue in yet, which is why the dates haven't been announced. Now, that is not fact. I've not got this from the horse's mouth. Take that for what it's worth. But I'm assuming that there will be a Magic Live 2026 because honestly, it's so popular. Now, talking about amazing lectures, I just want to talk to you about the Alon Society, the Magic Alon Society. If you don't know, I rave about them on this channel all the time. Magic Alon, who is an inspiration in this community, has created the biggest online community in the world. And they have lectures, they have competitions, they have meetups. And I'm here to tell you that they have a huge lecture this Sunday. So you're watching it on Tuesday. It's this Sunday. It's a huge lecture for the Society featuring 6 magicians. Lecturing all at once. It's Jake Keane, who is obviously making waves at the moment in the community, having just released his first trick with Murphy's Magic, not ESP, which is taking the world by storm. It's one of the best apps I've ever seen. Kev G, who is obviously well known for the Refractor project with Colin Klaus, but also is an incredible close-up worker in his own right. If you've seen his book, it's amazing. James Keatley, the mastermind behind the Spitfire coin set and Bitcoin, Jack Magic, him and Chris James have released so much wonderful magic together. Darren Close, not really too au fait with Darren Close's material. I quite like it when that happens. I love it when I'm actually seeing somebody who I haven't really seen before. And Cyrus, I've reviewed several of Cyrus's products before. Very clever thinker, very intelligent magician. And the co-host is Alon himself and the amazing Lord Harry Harrington. So, Harry Harrington lectured before for the Alon Magic Society. Harry is great. There's also going to be $650 of physical magic giveaways and much more. And it's going to be a big event before Alon leaves for university. And you can sign up at the Magic Alon Society. We'll try and put a link down below. But this is going to be six magicians doing one lecture. I don't think that's ever been done before. And leave it to Alon to make that happen. Oh, by the way, it's free. So I'm going to be signing up, definitely. If you are, I'll see you there. Talking about amazing lectures, well, let's talk for a second about the Alakazam convention, the first inaugural Alakazam convention. It's taking place in the cinema in Ashford in Kent. on the 9th of May. We've already talked a couple of times on Magic News about this convention. I know that Peter and Harry and Andy and the whole team, Jamie, everybody are going all out to make sure that this is the best convention ever. Well, they have just announced their first lecturer who is going to be lecturing and also doing their one-man show as part of the gala show, and that is Mark Spellman. That's right, X himself. The person who has dominated social media, dominated the internet, dominated Britain's Got Talent, the legend himself, Mark Spellman. Very rarely lectures, very rarely does anything because he's too busy being a performer, but Mark Spellman is one of my favourite performers of all time. So he's going to be lecturing at the Alakazam convention. They are limited numbers for that convention because it's in a cinema, so it's allocated seating, which is great because it's tiered seating. There's a big cinema screen. The view is going to be amazing, but it means when they've sold out, they've sold out. So if you do want to get tickets for the Alakazam convention, you can get them directly from Alakazam's website, alakazam.co.uk, and you can go and sign up and be you can be one of the people attending and watching some Mark Spellman live. Talking about if you want to go and see performances, Ryland, myself and Thea are going up to Blackpool, and from at the end of this week, beginning of next week, we are going to be up in Blackpool for a couple of weeks, taking over the House of Secrets. So Ryland and Thea are going to be doing a smaller version of their illusion show. I say a smaller version because it's a smaller stage. You can't fit all the big boxes in, but he's going to be doing a smaller version of his illusion show, as well as performing at the Blackpool Pier as well. I'm going to be doing close-up magic. There's going to be workshops in the day for the kids. All the tickets are available at the House of Secrets. If you're planning on being anywhere near Blackpool, you want to come and hang out with me, I'm performing a bunch of new stuff that will be released in the next 6 months. I'm going to have it filmed as well. So if you want to come and see some of my new material, you want to come and see Ryland and Thea perform, and I'll be doing some stuff on stage as well, then come along to the House of Secrets. It's going to be amazing. Okay, so moving away for a minute from from talking about conventions and lectures and so on and so forth, an interesting thing happened on Magicians Only on Facebook. If you don't know what Magicians Only is, it's probably one of the biggest groups on Facebook for magicians to chat. Kind of a volatile place. And Colin Cloud put a post up there about a week ago. And it's an interesting thing to talk about. It's very, very current. And he said, this is the abridged version, tonight during my show, a fellow magician who introduced himself as Brandon very kindly lent me his phone for a routine. While I opened it, I noticed a voice recorder app has been running, capturing audio of the show up to that point. I asked him to delete the recording, which he did, but I wanted to take a moment to address this more broadly. With Magic Live just around the corner, I want to express how deeply appreciative I am of magicians who show up, support live shows, and buy a ticket without asking for comps. That support means the world right now. But I need to be clear, purchasing a ticket does not give anyone the right to record a show, audio or video. There are clear signs, announcements, and unspoken code of respect within our community that should make this obvious. Recording someone's work, whilst intentional for later inspiration, crosses a line. It's not just disrespectful, it's theft. I understand that most people would never dream of doing this, but for the few who might, I hope this serves as a reminder of the importance of boundaries, professionalism, and mutual respect. We work incredibly hard to craft something original and meaningful, and it deserves to be experienced live, not copied or archived without consent. There was a lot of comments on that post, and to his credit, there was a follow-up post a day or so later from a guy called Brandon Blank who said, hey, it was me, I did this, I'm very, very sorry, I want to make a public apology. He gave a reason for doing it, but he said, hey, that's not a good enough reason, I completely understand, and fair play, my hat's off to you, Brandon, you didn't have to actually do that post, so, respect through the roof. Absolutely. But to just kind of latch on to what Colin says, it's really important. You see a lot of magicians that will sit in an audience and they'll just scribble down ideas and they'll scribble down, right, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Now, I've had it myself. I've had people who have come up to me and they've said, hey, I've seen your video. And they're not talking about a video of a trick I've released. They've talked about a video that I meant to have shared on my company page or shared on my own personal social media, something that I've never actually published. And they've said, hey, I saw this video of you doing this. And I just want to say I do it all the time, and it's brilliant. So I've experienced that myself, and that's kind of one of the problems with being a magician. Unless you're at the top of your game, like Colin Cloud is, and therefore, you've got people generally booking tickets to see your show. If you're a magician, one of the goals of being a magician is to put yourself out there and get people to encourage people to book you for their event, whatever that event might be. And if you get yourself into a situation where you have to share performances online of you performing in order to entice people to book you, and it's very easy to copy that, and I've had it several times. It's kind of interesting. Whenever I see a magician do well on a Got Talent program, you can always tell that a magician's done well, because you'll see lots and lots of people buy the trick that they used to do well on that Got Talent show. I see that all the time. And here's the thing, I get it, I totally get it, but I think the key thing is making a trick your own. I think the key thing is, don't look to what other people do, try to be unique in your own right. I actually wrote about this in my book, Absolute Madness. I did an entire chapter of making a trick your own, and how to actually make a trick your own, how to make it unique to you. And I think that's very important. So well done, Colin, for standing up. Well done, Brandon, for kind of holding your hand up as well. And let's hope we see less of this moving forward. Okay, I just want to give a bit of a shout out to the Magic Bar Live in Llandudno, because that's where I'm at the moment. I'm in Llandudno in Wales, in the Magic, and we've come up here. This is the second time we've come up for a bit of a breakaway. We've got an Airbnb, and the reason is we kind of love the Magic Bar Live. If you don't know the Magic Bar Live, it's run by Chris and Claire Williams, and they have shows every single day. Most days they have different shows. They have mentalism shows, comedy shows. They have guest artists come along all the time. They have Jay Gatlin, they have Paul Roberts, they have loads and loads and loads of different people. But they also do ensemble shows. Their kids, Harry and Emma, are very, very talented. One of the funniest things, I went to see the show the other night, and it was like a show with everybody. Ollie Stone was there, Chris Williams was there, Harry Williams and Emma Williams were there. And the highlight for me was Harry Williams, who's 10 years old, coming out and doing like an arm chopper style routine, like a kind of a mini illusionette. And the way he delivered it with this, it was just hilarious. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. That kid's got natural talent, I'm telling you right now. But there's so many different shows. Chris is a very experienced performer. He's been a clown, he's been a magician, a children's entertainer, a mentalist. He's one of these people that can do absolutely everything, run the gauntlet. And it's an amazing venue that's really getting more people interested in magic in this area. So if you ever find yourself in North Wales with something to do, definitely go to the Magic Bar Live. It's in Llandudno, and they're killing it. They're doing great, and the food is amazing. Okay, it's 2025, and it's the Magic Circle, and it's the Magic Circle election season. That's right, every year the Magic Circle holds elections for who's going to be the next president, who's going to be the next vice president, who's going to be on the council. And you're not allowed as a Magic Circle member to talk much about this outside of the Magic Circle. The Magic Circle is a little bit like Fight Club. What happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club. What happens in the Magic Circle stays in the Magic Circle. We don't talk about the Magic Circle at all. We don't talk about all of the sacrifices of goats. We don't talk about all of the pigeons. And no, we're not allowed to talk about any of that. But we are especially not allowed to talk about the election process. And I don't want to get kicked out for a third time. I've already been kicked out twice. I don't particularly want to get kicked out for a third time. But I will say, if I had to use two words to describe the election process in the Magic Circle, shit show. That's how I would describe it. A complete and total shit show. And the reason is, it's embarrassing. I have to remind myself that there's new members coming into the Magic Circle that have just become members, and they're here in the most prestigious magic society in the world. And then you've got people arguing like they're 5-year-olds, arguing over who's going to get the next go at the spade in the sandpit in nursery. Like, it's just insane. Last year was ridiculous. This year, there's a big hubbubaloo about the vice president role. Lee Hathaway has stepped down, so there's a couple of people vying for the title of vice president of the Magic Circle. And you know, there's people quoting laws, and there's people breaking laws, and then there's people standing down. It's just ridiculous. And then there's people arguing about whether that should be. if you ever want to know how to make an argument out of nothing, just hang around the Magic Circle during election period, honestly. A message to any Magic Circle members, especially those that are standing for council or standing to vice president or whatever the case may be. You know, just think about how all of this looks to new people in the Magic Circle, because honestly, it don't look great. That's my opinion. It don't look great. I've actually had people contact me who have decided not to join the Magic Circle because of this stuff. And I've had people speak to me in the past that said they've left the Magic Circle because of all of this crap. I think that, you know, the election process needs a complete and total overhaul, because one of the things I've discovered about the Magic Circle, as good as it is and all of the work that they do, and don't get me wrong, the Magic Circle is amazing in many, many ways, but one of the things that is a constant, there's certain things that are constants in life. Death, never tug on Superman's cape, never spit in the wind, and never assume that you're not going to get a complete and total shit show when it comes to election season at the Magic Circle. Okay, so let's talk about a couple more dates that are taking place. 14th of September 2025, 14th of September 2025, we have the IBM one-day convention. Now, the IBM has gone from a 3-day convention to a 1-day convention. Just this year, I've spoken to the organisers of the IBM, and the reason why that's the case is because they're wanting to save a bit of money for their big, anniversary special in a few years' time. It's a 1-day convention. Very, very quickly, I will tell you that they're going to have a close-up competition. They're going to have a stage competition. They're going to have Cain and Abel doing a lecture and a show direct from the Edinburgh Fringe. They're going to have Eddie McCall doing a close-up lecture. And they're going to have Graham Shaw doing a lecture for family entertainers and kids entertainers. If you are looking for a great 1-day convention, and the competitions themselves are just worth watching, they're brilliant. 14th of September, 1-day convention, the IBM. Be there or be square. Okay, if you are going to the IBM convention on the 14th, then I might want to encourage you as well to come for that. Now, the IBM convention is taking place in Hinckley in Leicester. That's near me. It's about 45 minutes away from me. I'm very excited about that. I'm going to be there. My entire family are going to be at the IBM convention. However, if you are coming and you want to make a weekend of it, then feel free to come to Rugeley, which is about 10 minutes away from me, on the 13th of September, the day before. That's the Saturday. The IBM convention's on the Sunday. Come to Rugeley on the 13th of September, because I've hired out the Rugeley Rose Theatre on the 13th of September, and I'm doing 2 shows: a matinee show, which Rival at 2:30, shows from 3 till 5, and then an evening show, Rival at 6:30, show 7 till 9. And it's branded as the Magic and Mischief show. There's 2 halves. The first half is Thomas Maloney, incredible comedy magician, Nia Evans doing her pop noodle act, Jess from the Jessementary, Jess Howard from Jessementary doing her quick change act and doing all of that, and Jay Blunt, who's one of the stage magicians at the Smoke and Mirrors in Bristol, trained by Mark Bennett. So a lot of rising stars in the first half, rising stars in magic, and then in the second half, it's going to be Ryland and Thea doing their full 45-minute illusion show. So I'm very excited. And if you do want to come along, if you are coming along to the IBM, and you want to come along and you want to spend a night over and you want to come and watch the show, I'm going to be doing close-up magic. I'm going to be hanging around afterwards. I'm also going to be, going to be there in the show in some capacity. If you want to come along and you want to see it, it's the 13th of September. Tickets are available at the link down below. So if you do want to get tickets for either the matinee show or the evening show, it's going to be amazing. We have had so many illusions built specifically for this show. I cannot wait for people to see it. So if you want to come along and you want to see it, that'd be amazing. It's on the 13th of September. You can make a weekend of it. Do that on Saturday, and then I'll go over on the Sunday to Hinckley and check out the IBM convention. Okay, I'm going to talk about one more convention that's just been announced. It's if you have watched Magic TV regularly, you'll know that myself and Ryland appeared at the Wizards Weekender, organised by Chris Cross, in 2025. Well, Chris has announced the 2026 convention. He's changed the name of the convention to the Up North Magic Convention, but it's still organised by Enchanted Rabbit Magic Boutique, which is his company, and it's on April the 17th to the 19th. The lineup is insane. The lineup is insane. So it's like a 2-3 day convention. You have the Oberons, Mark Oberon and Emily doing a lecture and appearing on the gala show. Oliver Tabor, probably my favourite magician of all time. Lecture and stage show. Quinton Reynolds, who is an absolute legend when it comes to mentalism, when it comes to performance, when it comes to kid shows. Quinton Reynolds is brilliant at everything he does. Professor Richard Wiseman. I mean, I don't need to say anything else to about Professor Richard Wiseman. Colin Boudirek. I think I've butchered that, but I don't know who that is, but that makes me even more excited. Simon South, incredible magician. Me, I'm going to be doing a brand new lecture. I'm also going to be on the gala show. Ryland and Thea are going to be on the gala show doing their Magic and Mischief show. Hayden Parker, and finally, Luke Chamay. I mean, what a lineup, right? So you can get tickets from Enchanted Rabbit Magic Boutique. April the 17th to the 19th, we've got something very special lined. But that lineup is insane. So if you're looking to go up north, and you want to go and see a really cool magic convention, that might be the place to go. Okay, everybody's excited about Tobias Dostal at the moment because he's just released his new bottle trick, which looks amazing, by the way. However, I have been speaking to the people at Penguin Magic, and I have been given a sneak peek of 3 new products that Tobias is bringing out with Penguin Magic. I actually went for dinner with him at Magic Live with the guys at Penguin, and I got a chance to see some of this stuff, and oh my God, if you thought the stuff that Tobias has brought out up until this point is good, you haven't seen anything yet. There is some stuff that's coming out with Penguin that is absolutely next level. And when I say next level, genuinely, I mean absolutely next level. Could potentially be in running for Trick of the Year. He sat there and showed me something which completely and totally fooled me. And when I saw the method, I was just blown away. Like the stuff Tobias is one of the best creators in the world. Let's be honest. His innovations are just truly breathtaking, and what he's bringing to the table with Penguin and also on his Penguin Live is amazing. So, if you like Tobias Dostal stuff and you want a little bit more with the Tobias Dostal, fix, then this is absolutely going to be up your street. Keep watching Penguin Magic, because I think that the stuff is going to be dropping fairly soon. I mentioned not Pete Turner, sorry. I mentioned Magic Live earlier on. And I talked about, I had a great time, which I did. I do want to add on to Magic Live that there were some incredible new releases that are going to be hitting the stand soon. I'd have to say Penguin and Vanishing Ink got the award for me from the most interesting new releases that had come out that haven't even appeared on social media or on the internet or on their website yet. Like some of the stuff that they've got, oh my God, like there's some amazing things that's coming out. Triple Helix by Jackie Yu, which is going to be a Vanishing Ink trick, is probably one of the best deck productions I've ever seen. There's a Piff the Magic Dragon trick coming out that I think every single close-up worker in the world is going to want to do. Seriously, this is a trick that you are going to want to put into your act. It is that good. How nobody has ever thought of this before, I really have no idea. You have a new trick by Bizarro, which is just incredible. Like the new Bizarro trick is I saw Michael Amar years ago do something similar to that. He credited it to Paul Harris. Bizarro has taken it to an entirely new level. There's so much new stuff. Carissa Hendricks, I'm a big fan of Lucy Darling. She's got a linking ring thing coming out called Neo Rings, which is brilliant. And then Christian Grace was on the stand at Vanishing Ink, and he was actually demonstrating his new trick, Hex, which fooled the pants out of me. I might actually try and get a review up of Hex this Sunday if I can. I might try and actually put a Hex review up because it's very, very good. It might be Christian's best trick, I think, possibly. And that's saying a lot because, let's be honest, Christian Grace is amazing. So, yeah, that's it. That's all I've got to say about that. There's some great stuff. Over on the Penguin booth, we had some brilliant new things out as well, including two of mine, Key Cutter and Game Night, which are due to be released soon, both of which sold out on the Penguin booth. We sold out of key cutter. We sold out of game night. So for the hundreds of people that went and bought key cutter and game night, thank you so much. I hope you're having fun with them, because honestly, it's an amazing product. So I'll be telling you more about game night and key cutter as we get closer to launch. But yeah, there's some great stuff coming from both Vanishing Ink and Penguin Magic. Finally, let's have a look at some of the tricks that I've seen that have literally just hit the dealer's shelves. Now, I'm not reviewing these because I haven't got them to review, but I've looked at the ad copy, I've looked at the trailer. You're getting my kind of first thoughts on this. So first of all, you've got the Tossed Out Tarot by Dan Sperry, which is a tossed out deck, but with tarot cards, which is a really interesting concept. And I can't wait to see how that will work. I mean, it's Dan Sperry, so it's going to be great, right? But when I first looked at the ad copy, I was thinking, how is that going to work? Because the thing with tossed out deck, you've got the elastic band around it, so they lift up and they see an indices. I don't think you could see an indices of a tarot card. I think you need to see the whole card to know what it is. I'm sure Dan's got a perfect, elegant solution to this. For those of you that perform sort of bizarre or macabre magic, this sounds a great idea. So you've got Tossed Out Tarot by Dan Sperry. Space Cowboy by Josh Birch has just been dropped by Penguin Magic. It's a little packet trick, right? It's cute, it's fun. It's not the sort of thing that's going to set the world on fire. But it reminds me of a little thing, a little bit like something Joel Dickinson bought out a couple of years ago. Basically, you've got a whole bunch of cards with different pieces of a person, like a head, a middle, and the legs, and they have to kind of mismatch them as much as they want to, and then show the prediction matches. I imagine this is the sort of fun, quirky thing that will work really well for a family audience. They've priced it brilliantly. It's $10. It's less than $10. It's like $9.95 or something. So it's very, very cheap for the price, and the cards look really good. I've got one on the way because, frankly, at that price, I don't think you can go wrong. Firefly by Joel Dickinson is a brand new card to impossible location. Now, this one's going to go into a matchbox. What Joel says about this on the ad copy and on the trailer is that you can put a matchbox, you can isolate it under a glass if you want to. You can have someone pick a card, sign the card, and then when you open up the matchbox, the card in there that they unfold is their signed card. The mystery box has been around forever. Joel says that this is one of the cleanest ways of doing mystery box ever, and the fact that it's using a matchbox is organic, and he says he'll even teach you how to make this up on the fly. So if you forget your gimmick and you go to a gig, you can make this within 5 minutes, I imagine, if you can get hold of a matchbox. And that sounds interesting. I'm a very big fan of Joel's stuff. Impossible Balloon by Robert Ray and Robert Gray looks amazing. It's basically you can throw any object into a clear balloon, the sort of balloon that you'd use for needle through balloon. Now, I've seen this sort of thing before. We've all seen how to push a silk into a balloon. I imagine it's a similar sort of method to that, but it looks very, very visual. And Penguin have had Josh Birch put a bunch of stuff up on their socials recently doing this, and it looks very, very good. Excuse me. So that's that. Then you've got Alex Latore. Alex Latore is one of my favourite magicians. Still to this day, rattle dice is one of my favourite tricks. I love rattle dice. You've got Stabbed in the Dark as well. That is the book test that he most recently brought out, which I know my friend William Bajaya uses in every single show that he does. What a lot of people might not realise is Alex is actually a bit of a tech wizard, a bit of a tech genius. And this is kind of an interesting Magic Live. I haven't seen it yet, but it's Alex talking about 6 different apps. And you actually get the apps as part of the download price. And he talks about how to install them. I think he goes through his creative process with the apps as well. So it's kind of an interesting idea. If you've got a phone, if you like tech-based magic and you want to see something unique and different, that might be the Magic Live to go for. And anything with Alex's name on it is great. You've got Leviosa Phone, which is taking the world by storm right now. That was one of the things that people at Magic Live were most excited to see. I've actually got a video of Jow doing this to David Copperfield and Chris Kenner. And yeah, I mean, it's great. It looks as good in person as it does on the video. I remember seeing this at Jow's studio about a year ago now and just being blown away, just genuinely blown away. And yeah, just as good in any lighting condition. It looks great. And I think people don't realize it's completely self-contained as well. There's no hookup. So you can go into this anytime, anywhere. So that's Leviosa phone. You got the Blank Mark deck by Johan Tanucci and Magic Dream. So the Blank Mark deck, I've had one of these for a while actually, so I can tell you about this. This is really good. It's a blank deck and it's got backs. But the backs are marked, so you can actually create a deck of anything that you want to. They're marked with numbers, they're marked with letters. So if you've got, for example, a trick where you want to create your own stack, for example, about anything, and you want to write on the cards, you can do that very, very easily. There's a lot of different routines, there's a lot of different ideas on the project, as you would expect with Magic Dream. It's very, very good. This has kind of gone under the radar. It got released a few days ago. I don't see anyone talking about this. I don't know much about it, but it's called Time Travel by Nicholas Mavresis. Now, Nicholas Mavresis is a great magician. He showed me the artwork for this a little while ago, and what it is, basically, it's a packet of cards. I think there's like 10, 15, 20 cards. I don't know exactly. But they all depict different eras through time. So it'll depict the Victorian era, for example, the prehistoric era, but it also predicts made-up eras based on science fiction. So there might be the post-apocalyptic era and the underwater era or something like that. So it's kind of an interesting hook. The artwork's AI generated, but looks really nice. It's got a double marking system on the back, and if you do marked deck work, if you do anything that requires mentalism, for example, if you do mentalism, it's an interesting take, especially, I love time travel presentations. I always have. I think time travel presentations are so interesting. So having these cards that depict different time eras sounds good. It says it comes with 4 tricks, which is awesome. I don't know what they're like, but I think it could be worth a punt. It's not very expensive. And then finally, you have Progressive Kings by Adrian Vega and Mariana Goni. So these guys have worked together before a few times. This is sort of the slow motion sandwich plot. If you saw Cross that I put on my Vanishing Ink masterclass, that's what this is. Well, it's not this, it's a completely different method, but it's the same sort of concept in that you have someone pick a card, you have 2 kings, and in slow motion, the kings progressively come closer into the middle of the deck until they capture the card that they've picked, which is a plot that I've always really enjoyed. I've watched the trailer. The trailer looks really good. Can't really tell you much more about it, but it looks good on the trailer. But then again, anything can look good on the trailer. I'm definitely picking this one up because it's one of my favourite plots. That's Progressive Kings by Adrian Vega and Mariano Goni. So that's this week's Magic News. I forgot to mention, by the way, one last thing I forgot to mention. Look out for your socials over the next few days, because we're about to announce a brand new addition to the Savant deck. So I can't really tell you anything about it. I've been sworn to secrecy by Murphy's Magic. But I know a lot of people have picked up the Savant deck and a lot of people are loving it. And then I put a video up last week of other ideas with the Savant deck, and I showed you how you can actually use a completely different setup and do a completely different range of effects, and everybody was like, oh my god, that's amazing. And looking at the sales figures, it's been very, 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 very popular. So thank you for everyone that's picked it up on behalf of me and also Lloyd Barnes. And as a thank you, we're going to be dropping something extra for free to anyone that's picked up a Savant deck, which is worth the price of the Savant deck alone. I can't say anything else, but watch the socials. When this is announced, I'll do a video about it. Watch the socials, because this is exciting and it's coming soon. Outside of that, thank you so much for watching this week's Magic News. I'll be back tomorrow with a review show with Ryland. I'll be back on Thursday, Friday with a whole bunch of videos. I'm not going anywhere, so make sure you check out all of those. And thank you for everyone that was concerned about me because I was half asleep on the Q&A last week. I was half asleep. I was doing it at 1 o'clock in the morning and I hadn't slept, and it was the end of Magic Live and I was very, very tired. I am now super excited and wide awake. So thank you, everybody. I will see you again soon. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't joined the Netrix, please do so. Netrix members, there are 4 brand new releases right there in your accounts right now. Check them out, including my favorite sandwich routine of all time, which has very much a card in the box feel. And also this week coming, or on the next upload, we're doing the full Chop Cup in-depth tutorial. So make sure you look out for that. I'll see you again soon. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig, and this is Magic TV.